Hey there. Hi guys. It is Jonina here from LOHY, and we've had a heap of new members join, so I just want to wait a little moment. As you can see, I have half done my hair, and I'm going to talk through what I have done on one side and then what we're going to do on the other side. Hi Kim, beautiful to have you with us. Everyone's joining. So special. I really want to be in, it's a really hot day where we are in the South Coast. I would love to be just in a muumuu dress, I think. But anyway, I'll get over myself. I hope everybody else is faring with some lovely weather. So tonight's topic, for those of you who maybe didn't get the email, haven't, maybe you're just not a life admin person. Tonight what we're talking about is why 2 is better than 1. And in relation to our styling gels. So, if I could get them the right way around. Oomph and Pow are our 2 main hero stylers, and you can use one, you can use this one, you can use both, but I just thought tonight I would talk about the reason why you can use both. I think in the past we've had a few chats about, Oomph is the hero product and it's really great, and then other times I'm like, oh, Pow is my favorite. It's just because I'm an emotional, hormonal woman. So some days I want one thing and other days I want another. And so if you've purchased one of these and you're having almost like, oh, I really need to use up the whole of this before I buy Pow. Or if you have one and you got both in a kit that you ordered from us and you're kind of like, I don't know which one I'm supposed to be using, you're allowed to use both, and I'm going to show you how to do that tonight. So you have come for a good night. Now for those of you who are new, and you could be watching this not live to be partaking in this part, how this crazy thing called life works or technology works is, while I'm doing this video, some of our wonderful live guests will ask me questions and I'll answer them to the best of my abilities, or my loving husband, Mr. Ronnie, he is going to answer some as well. Now, some of you are watching this on replay because you're busy or you were out or you hopefully were asleep on the couch, or at the beach, like I just saw one of my girlfriends is. And so if you have questions, still comment them in the questions, in the comments, and one of us will answer your questions over, even it could be 6 months later. So do not fear, ask your question. I'm here to help you, and we're gonna have a good time. So what I've done on this side of my hair, just to bring everyone up to speed, my hair is almost completely dry, so it's feeling ultra crisped. I washed it and I did just my classic Nourish and Flourish shampoo and the Nourish and Flourish conditioner. Then I came into the studio, re-wet my hair down, split it in half because I only wanted to work with half my hair to make things a bit quicker when we're live. But I also wanted to show you 2 different things. So here I have used my faithful Pow. I used that, combed that and brushed that all throughout roots, mids and ends. I worked with my brushing technique, which I'll show you in a second. And then once I'd built the curl and I was happy with how it was all forming, I then went through with Oomph on my hands at a good amount. And I went over the top and layered Oomph over the top of Pow. For those of you who are sitting on the fence, like you're an Oomph person, because Oomph is always everyone's first, most people's first kind of entry styling product to curly hair. And so you may have Oomph and you may just think, oh, I don't know if I really want to go to Pow. Mix the two of them together. And so I'm going to show you how on this side, I'm going to mix the two stylers together in my hand and not have too soft of a gel, but not have too crunchy of a gel. So, but first up, I'm going to come through and just re-wet this hair. So if you guys have any questions, it doesn't even have to be about the gels. Just even though that's our topic tonight, doesn't mean that's the only thing you're allowed to ask me about. But it just takes me a while to wet my hair down. I have a lot of hair. Yay, hi Kim. So many wonderful people jumping on, and a special welcome to all of our newbies. Feels so fun to have you guys here. Now, fun fact, for those of you who are new and haven't watched, I knew this was going to happen. I just brushed one of my dry curls. I'm just going to clip these guys over here. For those of you who haven't watched any of our tutorials or haven't, I'm just going to mute my phone. It's giving me alerts. Haven't watched any of our tutorials. The reason why I just saturated my hair is what happens when we get out of the shower is we often towel dry our hair. And so when you towel dry something, and especially when water is in the process, water is gravity led, so it will always drip down and fall to the ground. So your ends will get the wettest and your roots will become driest quickest. Now what happens then is because your ends are the wettest and your roots are the driest, when you go and apply whatever product you've chosen to apply to your hair and you spread it through the length of your hair, what's going to happen is you're going to get a stronger application here and a weaker application here because it will be more diluted because of the water. So then often what happens is people go, oh, my roots felt really funny and my ends they got all fluffy and they just didn't work. Reason being is as you applied the product, you didn't have consistency to your hair. So step one, thoroughly saturated or consistently damp hair. Like you just want the consistency. For me, it's easier to be consistently wet and have it just drenched. Okay, so I have done, because I've got the big bottles, because I'm at the salon, so I've just done 1.5 pumps of Oomph, and I'm going to do 1.5 pumps of Pow. Now, for those of you, it's really hard to show this because the product just disperses so quickly. So, yeah. It looks like I've got like nearly the well of my hand. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see it. Ooh, it's going to slip out. So I've got a lot of product. I'm not afraid of it. It won't make my hair stay crispy. But obviously I'm working with the density and thickness of my hair. So if your hair is shorter or finer, then maybe just go with a little bit less or a lot less the first time and then add more. So my first application, I just start spreading the product through the mids and ends. Then I've still got heaps of slimy gel all through my hand. So I re-glaze my fingertips, coming in the back side of my hand against my scalp. And I am coming to try and get my product from the roots all the way through to the ends. Now, if you have extremely thick hair, this would be where you would split your hair like I've just done there. And I've just added a tiny bit more. And then I'm coming in under here. Wherever you miss applying the gel, what will happen is that hair will frizz out quicker. It will, if you're a wavy like me, it will go flatter quicker and it won't look as defined. So the more detailed you are, hey everyone, so many wonderful people joining. The more thorough you are in your application, the greater longevity and consistency of curl you're going to have. Okay, so I've just brushed, distributed my product, and now I'm coming through. I'm going to show you the importance of the angle of how you brush your hair. So at the moment, you can see my hair's sitting, you know, it's just following the shape of my head, but I really want to get some volume because you can see over here, I've got a lot more height. So I've just run my finger in a straight line. And what I am doing is I'm putting my brush in, holding my section up at 90 degrees, putting my brush in like so. That felt gross. And look what that has created there. So it's kind of like, this is what we call in hairdresser terminology. I'm just picking that section up to re-show you. This is called an over direction. So you can see it now at the roots. I've over-directed the underneath hairs to come upwards. So then when it falls, you can see heaps more consistency. So you could go through and do this throughout your head. It is something that is a little bit trickier to do for some people. So if you're struggling to do it, maybe just ditch the mirror. And you really only need to do it through this top section where your head curves inwards. Everything under here, it's not hugely worth it. Like we would do it if you came into my salon, but it's not essential. And see, I've got volume there. Now I'm just going to let this curl come back around. Okay, and so now I'm really happy with my volume. I've got volume. I've spread my product around and my hair is soaking wet. But my curl clumps obviously don't really look like curls. And this side, which I've already done, one I've prepared earlier, you can see there's so much more curl happening. So what I have done here on this side is I have made my curl clumps smaller. Now there's two reasons why you want to make your curl clumps small. Is number one, the smaller the clump, the quicker it'll dry. So if I have this clump, let me grab a bigger one, versus this clump, it's going to take forever for that to dry because there's so much hair and product in the mix there. So the smaller you make your clumps, the quicker your hair will dry. So one of my favorite things to do is, it's called the shimmy. And I'm not raking my fingers through. I'm just with wide fingers, so like this. So you just bring your fingertips in and shimmy. Okay, now we're going to start to scrunch the curls because I've separated some of those. It will separate more in a moment and I'll show you. So coming with flat hands. And for those of you who are new, this noise will maybe be a little bit grotesque to you, but this is a good sign. Enough product and water. And for someone who is a wavy, this is such an important step because you are building your curl clumps. You're encouraging your waves to bend. If you're a tight curly, girl, you could skip this step. Your hair's going to curl no matter what. And so now I'm putting on my curl glove, my LOHY curl glove. And, I have some updates for you guys about those neck towels. I'm getting a sample sent over, hopefully in a week. I had to wait for Chinese New Year to finish. And so look at this. You can already see how much curl is building. So just coming from the ends up to the roots, and I'm pulsing the exact same motion. Now, if volume at the top of your head is the goal, you would possibly just bring your head forward. However, because I'm only styling half of my hair, I'm just working to the side. And the closer you get to your roots, so watch this, I'm kind of picking up that section. I'm getting right to the top of the part. The closer you get to the roots, your curl will actually start forming from the roots. I had to think then how I was going to articulate that. Okay, so really good. You can see those curls are just voluminous. And now I'm going to shimmy again. Half my hair being done is a bit annoying. Shimmy, coming in underneath, coming in through here, and so one of our tricks in the salon that the girls all know, so this is a bit of a pro tip for you, is if we got to this point, so if you're at home and you've styled your hair, you've put your gel in, you've done the whole thing, and you got to this point and you started to see a lot of frizz or just curls puffing out, you can save it. And this is where we would spray down a little bit more water and put some Oomph on. Oomph is really easy. You can kind of just glaze it over the top and just go over with flat hands like so, but you'd probably properly stretch out the hair and then clump like so. It's just maybe you didn't get enough through the mids and ends and it's just starting to jump out. So if you're about to start drying your hair or you're about to leave it to air dry and you're like, oh my goodness, I need a towel. My hair's gone all frizzy and I don't want it to look like that and I've just put in all this effort, you can save it. Just pop a little bit of oomph in your hands and go over the top like that. Now I layered on this side, pow first, and then I scrunched over the top the oomph, whereas on this side, I've mixed the two together, equal ratios. Neither is bad. I'm just showing you that you can do both. So if Oomph is your ride or die, and that's just your hero product, well then maybe you could do Oomph as your main product, like kind of flip what I did on this side. Oomph first and then scrunch over the top, just a little bit of pow. It'll improve your longevity of your set. It will give a little bit more hold factor, so it may feel a little bit crunchier or perfect looking on wash day. But yeah, so now we're coming in with our diffuser, and what have I got it on? Whoop, that's too hot. Just on one heat and 3 fans, so maximum fan and low heat. And wherever these curls want to go back and join their friends, you can just pop your fingers in, and do a shimmy. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. And I'm just doing the exact same motion that I was when I was using the glove and when I was building the curl. So does anybody have any questions about if you've used POW and you didn't get great results, or if you've used Oomph and you felt like you didn't love it or something happened? Now is your time to really pick my brain. Or maybe you've just seen how wet my hair is when I'm applying it, and you're kind of now going, oh wow, my hair, I'd towel dried it and it was really only damp, and no wonder the product, or no wonder my curls didn't get as big. So yes. But feel free to ask any questions. Now I'm just doing this with only 2 products. Normally I'm like a 4 or 5 product person. I put a bit of cruise underneath, POW, then I'll do Schutz Bar, and then I go hold it over the top. But I really just want to focus on the two main styling gels today to show you what is possible with just a gel or two gels. Now the closer, like when we were building the curl with the glove, the closer we get the diffuser to the root, so you can see I've really brought it right up to the top. That means I'm building my curl right at the roots. And you will notice that I do spend more time with it sitting at my scalp. Now when I do this, I do press in my cold shot function so that it doesn't get too hot on my scalp, because the Dyson's cool is not actually, like the lowest heat setting is not cool, it's warm, and then it gets hot. But one of the worst things you can do if your goal is really nice curl definition is doing this. And what you're doing there is you're creating a lot of disruption to the curl clumps, because you're just moving them around so much. So to give you an example of different curl types that suit, in my opinion, and in other professionals' opinions, what they find works in their hair. Oomph, being our stronger hold gel, is really great for anyone who is trying to hold their curl factor stronger or tighter, or has just really rebellious curls, and you need more control. So it's like you're really strict kind of parent is cow, okay? They both still give a soft finish, but one will give more structure and hold factor. Now, Oomph is sometimes better on tighter, curlier hair. For people who don't want their curls so perfect, or people who don't want their curls to be as curly. So sometimes Pow, because of its hold factor, it just holds everything in place like too good, which is great for me being a wavy, but not amazing for all curlies. So that's a really good, insightful, this shirt. That's a really good, insightful little info for those of you who aren't quite sure which gel, if you were to just choose one. I would layer them like I did on this side, and then I would actually put Schutzbar over the top if I was not doing this video. If I was going somewhere really special. For my everyday look, I try and not keep my curls perfect. I just want to look as normal and relatable and I guess everyday as possible. I found when I was doing my hair too perfect, I never could glow it up for an event or a date with my husband or a girls' night with my friends. So make sure you find what's your everyday hair. Just like I'll never wear eyeshadow unless I'm going somewhere. Just not my thing. Curly hair, same sort of thing. I will find what is my, happy everyday look versus my going somewhere look. Now, if you had quite tight curly hair and you were trying not to make your hair look curlier, I'm going to show you a really sneaky technique that will help you elongate your curls but still get them dry so that they're not sitting on your clothes drying your hair. So, hi Suzanne, welcome. So all I'm doing here is I have placed the diffuser underneath my hair. You could place it over the top, does exactly the same thing. I'm just keeping the hot air off me because it's quite a warm night in the south coast. And I am just letting the air blow through without kind of like making my curls slinky up. Now what this is doing is just letting the curls dry in a more natural, elongated way. So if your goal was length or a bit more of a boho end, as opposed to, I quite like a springy kind of finish. If your goal was like more that boho-y end, then this would be my recommendation. And a little tip, if you're still trying to build volume through here, is instead of when I put the diffuser in at the ends and come up, put your diffuser in at the middle. So like that. And then I have picked up the clump and all those ends are just sitting out. So they're not actually cupped up in the diffuser like what the mids and roots are. So you would come in at the middle and then pick up the roots to get the curl form happening through that area. And that's a really great technique for those of you who like those softer ends or don't want their curls to get too disrupted, or sometimes if your hair is finer, it doesn't fall back down and you can then almost look like your hair's gotten too short while you're diffusing it. So I find, welcome Renee and Bernadette, so lovely to have you join us. But yes, I find that certain curl types, the tighter the curl, and if it's fine hair, if you do too much from the bottom diffusing, your hair will just get kind of stuck like Shirley Temples. So a lovely little hover diffuse like that is going to be the greatest thing for the ends of your hair. We're getting there, I'm almost dry. Now, any newbies in the house have any questions? Please fire away. Now, if you are fresh to the video right now, I have gone through some really great brushing techniques. I will go through the different products I put on one side of my hair and how I applied it to that side versus this side. Both will give great results. It's just one is a little bit quicker because you're mixing it in your hands, and the other one I've layered it more. Is there anyone that's already layering their gels quite similar or mixing them together like this? It's probably a really good question. Because if you are, bravo. If you aren't, give it a go next time you have a wash day, because I think you will really love it. Now, I put out a little video for all of you Tay-Tay obsessed, or maybe your daughter has curly hair but she straightens it. I put out a great little video on our socials about how to achieve a subtle, kind of really soft Tay-Tay look, just using 2 products, an our brush, and some of our root clips. So if you've got a Taylor Swift enthusiast, or you yourself wish you could look like Taylor, then make sure you head on over and watch that lovely little quick tutorial. And And it's one that could be done on a school morning. So less effort required. I just looked over there because I thought there was a frog jumping in my shed, but it's not. It's a leaf. But yeah, so it could be done on a school morning where your daughter's kind of washed her hair the night before, or you yourself have washed your hair the night before, and you're more just misting your hair down and glazing the product over the top and just giving it a light squeeze to build the curl and letting it be. So if doing this whole wet routine is not your vibe, it's totally okay. Just that I like volume. I'm a volume lover. So for me, it's part of my routine. It's part of my ritual. I think I am dry. Just put my hairdryer on completely cool now, because it's quite warm and I'm perspiring. I can't tell if it's dry because I just feel wet everywhere. I feel sweaty. So I'm cooling my hair down. It's a good trick. Sometimes if you can't feel if your hair is actually dry, cool it down. It's like sometimes you grab towels out of the dryer, and because they're warm, they feel dry, and then they cool off and they're still that little bit damp. Same thing. I think I'm just gonna have a little session. Oh, I'm looking like a Michelin man now. Don't worry, I'm not wearing jeans. I've got shorts on. Okay, I shall take this clip out of the back so that I'm not going to rip that out of my hair. Now, here you can see it looks really quite consistent, the two looks. This side feels a bit softer because it's just, it was done, 45 minutes ago. So on the first side that I did off camera, I used all POW, just straight POW as my base product application, and I used probably at least like 2 really big pumps. So I'm not shy in using product, hence why I'm a hairdresser. I brushed all of that through, built my curl clumps, and then I went over the top with the Oomph gel and scrunched it over the top as a layer. So first product I used was POW to build my strength of support and really hold my waves in place. Then I put the Oomph as the secondary product to build a little bit more longevity. And sometimes after you've towel dried, a little bit of the product can come off. So using the Oomph over the top just kind of seals it all in together and makes a really great hold factor. Now, if Oomph is your main product, you could flip it. Flip what I've done on this side, and you could use Oomph as your base product and squeeze in your curls, take some of the moisture out, and then layer over the top a little bit of POW. Completely versatile. That's a really great option on how to use the two stylers. On this side, I mixed the two together. So this is the no frills. I have both gels. I didn't know which one I wanted to use, or my hair actually just likes both of them. So I literally just went equal parts of the two and raked it through my hair. As you watched, or if you missed it, I really went through some great brushing techniques and how to get that root volume. And so what you can see here is my curls look a little bit too perfect. And if you could touch them, you would feel that they do feel a little bit crispy. So what I'm going to show you now is how to kind of just get your curls moving and make them feel touchable and like hair. If you have made them too crunchy and you're like, I can't get my hands through this, do not lose hope. I have something for you. So my first step, to bend down and grab my dryer, is to take your nozzle off your dryer. If you have a Bellissima, I don't think you can take the nozzle off. So you would just keep it as is and just turn it down onto cool. And I drop the fan speed to half. And so what I'm going to do first is I am starting to break up and just get all my curls moving. So I'm coming through the roots and just getting some movement happening. Now my hair feels crunchy. It doesn't feel stiff, but it feels productive. So I'm coming in with my hand and kind of giving it a little massage. The biggest thing to keep in mind, feels so good, is you do want to move the dryer in the direction of the hair. So I'll flip my hair to this side and then come through like so, or flip my hair back. You could flip your hair upside down and come over the top like so. Completely up to you. And this is just getting all of my roots moving. And I'm just doing a little shimmy through my hair. Okay, so now I have got, my roots are all activated, but now I'm going to start to do what I did for my roots. Already you can see it's just brought life to it. But now I'm going to rake out and kind of bring life to the mids and ends. So bringing your hair, for me, upside down works. This is called, this is like a clapping thing. So you can literally clap your hair. Give yourself a round of applause. Some people prefer to do the scrunch where you go like that. I prefer the clap on finer hair. So if your hair gets frizzy really easy, clapping is the best thing because you're not disrupting or getting like, I have a clunky ring that can get caught when I'm sometimes doing things. So the clap is really great for that. And just keep working around until you feel like you got all of that kind of crunchy vibe gone. Now, there's still a few pieces that are feeling crunchy to me. And so this is my other trick. And if at this point your hair was still feeling too crispy, like, and you're just thinking gross, our Hush hair oil is perfect at this point. So you just put it one or two drops in your hands, and you basically just pressing down your hair like so, and kind of pressing out any crunchy little spots. I don't know if you guys can hear that aeroplane that's just flown over. We're in Navy Town, so they always are flying around. And you can start to see that that has just softened up all those edges. Around this bit, it's still feeling a little bit producty. So I'm literally just pulling and giving that a stretch. Other thing you can do is just a good old shimmy shim. And there we have it. So both sides of my hair will probably wear really consistently because I have technically used both gels. One is kind of if you're I would say do this side where we put the power underneath, so one of the stylers underneath, and then layered the second over the top if you're a little bit on the fence about trialing a different product, or the effects of power if you're worried it's going to make your hair too crunchy. It's not. And then this one is great for just a quicker approach. You can just really kind of get that product in, get it all over and done with. Just mix them in your hands. And you'll get the longevity of hold by mixing the power and the oomph, but you'll still get that soft definition and movement. So it's really great. Now, before I go, I am going to just put a little bit of hold it through my hair, because tomorrow is going to be a 40-degree day and humidity will be cranking. So I'm going to just mist through my hair. I saw Cassie, if any of you guys follow on Instagram, Everything Wavy, she did the most beautiful application of Hold It on her dry curls the other morning, and I loved it. So she did exactly this, and then you have to wait. You can't touch it while it's still wet, otherwise it will feel sticky. And then I will give it kind of a bit of a tussle, go home and wash my face and get ready for bed and go to the gym tomorrow. And it'll be interesting for you. And I'd really love to hear from you if you have any questions or something that you would love us to do a LOHY live on. These are here for you. So if what I am delivering is not answering your questions, or you have more, send me a DM or send us an email and just hit me with your questions. But definitely try the brushing technique, and try mixing up your gels. Why not? I love it. I love layering the products. They can all be intermixed and layered really well. So thank you so much for who you are to our brand, and I hope that this gives you some confidence and empowers you to have a go at trying 2 instead of 1. See you guys.